afternoon, and good evening. We're going to let the room fill all the way up and get things going one way or another. Let's get it. The name is Law Nation. Give me a 1 in the audio chat. The audio is straight. Appreciate you. Let's get it. Yup. Come on. Make sure you got your glasses on, man. Got to see this. Let me know if you feel it too. Let's get it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, salute to the champagne sippers, right? Also, the Kool-Aid drinkers. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I forgot. I gotta check one more thing before one get in here. Come on. What? Hey. Oh. Come on. Let's get it. Let's go. All right. All right, baby. What's good with y'all, man? I hope you guys are refreshed. I hope that you guys are okay. I hope all is well. I hope everything is aligned with you guys spiritually, and all of you drinking your water, you're working out and all of those great things. But before we get things started, I just wanted to say, man, you guys did a phenomenal job yesterday. Went back, watched most of I could on all of the content creators who did draft shows, man, and hats off to Boss Cowboys Sports. Super support to Vach Lombardi, Skywalker Steel, and Foots the King, and shout out to Dak Attack, man, for doing independent shorter films, man, if you got a taste for that. And salute to Mark Holmes, being a trailblazer, man, going all the way up there to the Detroit area to do his films, and just phenomenal, man, of what he's able to do with the duct tape and shoestrings that we have over here, right? And on top of that, the ladies, man, Candace, shout out to her, shout out to BLS, Jazz, and shout out to Craven Cowboys, man, the list, Stargazer, if I left out anybody, man, let me know, man. JC Network, man, phenomenal. He'd won damn near, had it right on the money with Tyler Guyton, right? And then West Coast Cowboy, man. The list is long, man. The list is long, longer than Shaq feet. Let me turn my other volume down a little bit. But yeah, I give this grade a B+, and I was able to listen in. We're gonna listen along with their philosophy. They did an interview about 20 hours ago, and and shout out to 105.3 The Fan, Brian Broadus and Nick Harris and Zach Wilchuk and Aisha, man, Nicole and Tupac and Biggie, man, everybody, man, everybody did a great job. Landlord, Henny Moore, I said Henny DeMore, yeah, Henny and Amp, man, I'll be all day. It'll take 2 hours, man, to give a shout out to everybody. But man, B plus is what I have, and I think that's where I'm gonna keep it at. I know it's an early shout out grade, what have you, but I'm just telling you guys, this is what I feel. This is my grade, And I also look at it, whereas we got some undrafted guys that like I said what I said, And I said it, and I mean it, and I meant it, and I mean every word of it, every syllable, everything that you can say along with it, is that when we start talking about these undrafted guys, Corey Crooms, how you say that man's name? Boom, that's how fast he runs. And Nate Pete, we got 2 Nates on this team, man. Come on, Nate. Nobody. And then we got Cam Johnson. I like him. But what I like is that span forward. Shoot. That span forward. Brevin, he's very athletic, So, hey, Ferguson. Hey, Peyton Hendershot right now taking a shot. Peyton Hendershot is taking a shot of him, because right now, that room at the tight end, it's getting very hard. It's getting very hard to compete in, man. Yeah, Rev, I might do a film analysis, man. Yeah. Oh, man, this right here, and then Alex Hollier. Oh my goodness, man, this might have a situation for us. And then we went back and we got a Denzel Daxton. You know what I'm saying? We got Denzel. We got a slew of linebackers. Jason Johnson. When you have that like common name, Jason Johnson. Shoot, Brock, and then we got a Byron Vongs. We got it's just something that's when your last name is either Wood or Woodson, you can hit. And Julius Wood, he can hit. He can hit, man. Julius Wood. So they got a safety. They got Emery Johnson and Josh DeBerry. So it's about to be a great situation. About to be a good. This is Will McClay in his bag. His bag of goodies or what have you. And when you start thinking about those things, man, it's good for us, man, because we know that in the undrafted pool, all I'm looking for is 1 or 2 guys, and we can look at this particular team. We can start talking about a Cavante Turpin, who made plays for us. We can talk about a Marquise Bell, who made plays for us. We can talk about a Terrence Steele, who's a starter for us, And this is the undrafted pool, right? We can go all the way back, man. Before Will McClay was here, Tony Romes, we could talk about that. He was able to do things for us, Romo. Yeah, so there's a lot of undrafted guys that hey, the Cowboys sometimes can get some good things going. Hey, that Nate Pete, man, that Nathan Pete, yeah, he's something nice, man. And I get it, man. A lot of people kind of still angry and upset at the boys for what we did, but we got another rapper on the team, man, and I ain't trying to say that he's better than Boss Man Fat, but damn it, his music, I can at least understand what he's saying. This dude right here, I can at least understand he's saying,
Money, I got it on me. Cartier friends with the on my feet.
Hey.
LeBron, but ain't leaving my heat. Can't let
Hey.
nobody get one up on me. My fly out of Texas and chill
Come on.
with G. Only
Hey.
hang with the fans, so it's only MG. I'm
Come
having
on.
my way, got them racks in my jeans. Can't
Hey.
walk in my shoes, they ain't seen what I seen.
Hey.
Money, I got it on me.
Hey.
Cartier friends with the on my feet.
I can understand what he's saying.
Can't let nobody get one up on me. My
Come
fly
on.
out of Texas and chill with G. Only
Alright.
hang with the fans, so it's only MG. I'm having my way, got them racks in my jeans. Can't walk in my shoes, they ain't seen what I seen.
Hey, now let me know y'all understood what he was saying. Like shout out to Kelvin Joseph and Boss Man Fat and all what he do. But this dude, Keelan Carson's, hey, he got bars, man. Shoot. Let me know if I'm lying. Like point out one good song from Kelvin Joseph, and now you say that this song. I'm not trying to put two against the other. You know what I mean? He going off to yeah. Come on, Rev say he still heard better though. Jeez. Rev hard over there, boy. Rev. Yeah. But at least we'll see where his heart at, and the videos look pretty good too. But Ty says, Lulu, tell the man don't quit his day job. Okay, all right. So, but don't beat him up, y'all. Don't beat him up. But let's listen to this because it could be a long episode. So let's go and get this thing going.
But there was this is a year where a lot of offensive linemen are. Why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is. That's the old deal. But seriously, just a comment to get us started here. This was a good year for us to zero in on that offensive line, and it was a good conceptual thought, but it fell to where we could do that as well. So that's reflected in our group. So you guys
I hear Jerry. Yeah, I hear Jerry good.
Go over for you whenever you want to his perspective about all the picks, and Coach obviously do whatever you want them to do, whatever they want to do.
Go ahead. Will wants to go ahead and go through each of the picks. That'd be great, and then we could ask questions. Is that okay?
Go down today's picks. Carson was a guy that we identified early on with the ability to play inside and outside. Really raw in technique, and a lot of the things that he was doing was a lot on his natural ability. There's some things that we even noticed at the combine, visiting with him, asking him questions, this and that, and you know that there's more upside there because of his answers and the things that he was looking at, plus his work ethic and how he competes. And he'll tackle as a corner, which is also a positive, and we really think good things about him to be able to contribute on special teams and any role we put him in. Flournay's a big receiver.
All right, so we're gonna pause it right here. So he said he was raw a little bit, and none of these guys are all the way polished. Everyone got something to work on, and that is very much so tangible, right? None of these guys, not like we getting prime time with that particular pick with my guy Carson. So it's not like that is going to be a situation. We're not getting a young Revis right now. So I look at it like this. We going to get like this could either break Izzy, break Nashawn Wright, break Eric Stokes, Eric Scotts. I keep on calling him Eric Stokes, man. Eric Scotts, and or it can make them. It can make them compete even more. Because here's the thing, Al Harris, yes, he is the de facto DB's coach / assistant head coach. Pay attention to his title now, right? They made him an assistant head coach, and that could be a situation and scenario there that now when you look at what he says, it's still his guys, right? So, but Mike Zim's still going to come in there and say, okay, why Nashawn Wright never panned out? Was Nashawn Wright drafted in the 4th round, 3rd round, something like that? Why he never panned out? Why Izzy? Why he can't get on the field? And if so, why are we holding on? Them leaves need to fall off. So that's what's going on right here. And iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. And at the end of the day, ain't nothing like the new Swedes. And the new Swedes going to get all of the attention. So after that new Swedes better know how to do something, too, to keep that attention. So that's what this draft is all about. So we'll find out collectively where all of those things match. And for once, I can say this again. Eric Scott, don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. We traded up for him last year for a reason.
That we really like, big and fast and strong and physical, really stood out and fit in at the Combine and at the Senior Bowl to show that he belonged with, NFL-type players, and think there's a great upside there.
All right, so he was talking about Flo. I'm just gonna call him Flo. And of course, at that time when the draft was like coming around that pick, people was talking about Brandon Rice. Come on, Cowboys, we should go get Brandon Rice. Now that's a name because of the father, celebrity name, but they stuck and they stood tall on their draft board. They didn't sway. And then I heard also in his presser that after the draft, they still had 10 guys that went undrafted on their board. So they didn't cherry pick around. They stuck to their board. So remember, their board is different from our board. Let's listen to more what he had to say.
Nate Thomas, like Jerry said, this is when you look at the drafts, every year we go in and talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of the draft. This is one of the stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. And so, a player of this caliber that moves people and does things at the NFL level with his size, is his ability to bend, be able to play inside and outside, that makes it attractive and makes it for a competitive room. And then you got Justin Rogers. We want to get big.
Before we talk about Rogers and everything, Michael Gelkin said this, and I want to be able to clarify some things right here. Just bear with me. Michael Gelkin says new Cowboys offensive line Nathan Thomas. That's a powerful last name. Y'all just keep in mind of that. I promise. The Thomas going to keep it real for you. Expect to play guard in Dallas. 7th round pick. Has never played a live rep there, right? Believe he can make transitions. It is going to be something I'm going to struggle with. Nah, I don't think so. What team is getting someone who is going to war every day, who is going to do their job? I'm coming in there to dominate, and meet expectations and exceed them. Now, thou should decree a thing, and it shall be established. He's speaking things into existence. He is saying from the mindset, the mental complex, that, hey, I ain't going to let nobody turn me around, And I love knowing and hearing the mindset of a player. And Duke Manyweather, he chimed in as well with all of this, and he says, out of all the guys, Nate grew the most as a man, and as a player during the process, saw him handle some serious adversity, almost unfazed. Cowboys got a heavy-handed dog. Excited to have him to stay in Frisco. Meaning that, oftentimes we do kind of look at people where they are drafted at and keep them there, right? And even me, man, I'm being transparent. I was saying, hey, let's go and get a D tackle right there. I was thinking from what this team ultimately need, and not able to see the complete picture that they were painting at that time. So I was like, hey, man, if you get in the offensive line, shoot, that's a wasted pick. How are they going to be able to get on the field? But now when you have that dog mindset, that means that, hey, Joshua Ball, yeah, you ain't balling no more over here, bro. Oh, and excuse me, Matt, well, let's go. Hey, it ain't no favoritism here. Because Mike Solari, hey, you guys came before he was here, and there's no love with him for you, So, but there's love for me, and I'm going to fight. That bone belongs to me. Them kibbles and bits belongs to me. And whatever food that fall off the table. That dog that's hungry, belly touching his back, he's going to be the one that's willing to And Chuma Edoga, your time is ticking, baby. My name is Nate, and I ain't never late. I'm hungry over here. Come on, man. You might as well put big in front of my name and respect me because I'm hungry. And that's what he's going to say to everybody. And we talking about the back end. So I love those type and kinds of possibilities, right? That's right. Yeah. Y'all didn't think y'all was going to get this on a Sunday. If you skip out on a good church service, you're getting one right now. Come on, man. Slap your neighbor and tell him, yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry over here. Ball, well, let's go. And Chuma can go. Come on, baby. Yeah, let's get it. A-gap. Come on, baby. A or B's. Come on, baby. We getting this thing going one way or another. I like it.
To be physical, and Justin Rogers is big nasty from Auburn with some length that can play that big inside nose tackle position. So fitting needs as well as being the best players for us going down those, based on our board going down that way.
Why you roll?
Hey, hush, Jerry. It's time for Law to talk about this right quick. He said big nasty. He used those words. I heard people say just the other day that even Rodgers may be more explosive than what they got out of Mozzie, right? So, but you looking at size, and size matter. You know what I'm saying? Size, you putting that down inside. He played for Auburn, so now you getting that dude that can gobble up some stuff. And here's my 1,000 truth. If anybody can get something out of something,
get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go. We're too damn soft.
And I can't go back and forth with y'all about Big Bohanna. I can't go back and forth with you all about the vanilla gorilla. I forgot his name. That went over to Washington. I can't go back and forth with. That spilled milk. It's over with now. You can put those tears in a jar and drink them later. There's nothing we can do, but we can talk about what we have here now. Carl Davis, Mozzie, Rodgers, and some other guy named Denzel. Maybe he could be the next Washington. We don't know. But what I'm saying is that we got a whole different administration. That crop was burned to the ground, and now it's time for us to renew, right? So I get it. But we're going to see what Mr. Rodgers, Ridgeway, appreciate you. We're going to see what Mr. Rodgers going to say, over here. And shout out to those who from the Washington side that's watching this. I see a few Eagles fans that's watching this, and Giants. If you guys want to give yourself an A+ grade on what y'all did, put it like this. Put it like this. In the last 7 to 8 years, you guys been coming here saying that y'all drafted better. Y'all got this better. And at the end of the day, the Cowboys still beat y'all down and whoop y'all up. So what's the difference, right? So even if you want to say, well, yeah, y'all won in the draft or what have you, well, we'll see. Because when we put it up there like this.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
It won't. Bland better than any DB that the Eagles got. Bland is still better than any DB that the Giants and the Washington got. Yeah. Let me see if they can stop Bland, Yeah. Right a minute. Shout out to you, Travis. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the Oxnard Fund. Now, man, I got to report and investigate some stuff, so y'all continue to donate, baby. Yes, indeed. Law, you did an awesome job covering draft week with mad facts. No sleep. Yeah, come on with it, baby.
All I ask.
Come on, man. Hey, this is all I ask from y'all.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
I gave you everything, baby. I gave you everything I had.
Nolan, why don't you just go on up, give us a little refresher from your eyes on the top guys.
Well, Leafow, Marist is a linebacker that can rush, that can play stack, that can play on teams. He's got 34-inch arms, and so adding that multiplicity into our defense and what Zimmer wanted from that position, a specific position, you see those things from the guy, and he does it at Notre Dame. And so we feel like it fits in on the defensive side. Cooper likes to dirt people, I read last night, whatever that means. I'm glad he's doing it for us. With his ability to play the guard position. I mean, he's played all over there and also snapped. So,
Travis Fitzpatrick, $19.99. Law, you did awesome job covering draft week with Mad Facts, #no sleep.
Yes, indeed.
All I ask.
Appreciate you so much, AI. The AI is with us, And I get you, almost legendary, almost. But he said LaFou, Lifu. I think that's how you say that's name. Ain't forcing nothing. Anything we get out of him would be a plus for us. Anything we get out of him would be a plus for us. And here's the reason why, ladies and gentlemen. We play a lot of nickel. Let me repeat. We play a lot of nickel. Kendricks, Parsons is going to be back at linebacker, I foresee, right? And then we got Overshawn, who's going to be wearing number 13 now, not 35, right? and I don't know what's going on with zero. There was a rumor about a year and a half ago is that Parsons supposed to switch over to zero. An insider source told me that. But, I don't think that's going to happen now due to all of the other stuff that's going on. And I think by far Jerry spoke out and said, well, nobody wears zero as long as he's alive. So you can go back and forth with that. But I'm just saying, though, Marist is a guy that if we get anything, it would just be a plus for us. But we play a lot of nickel, meaning 2 linebackers. And then the other one would be either Clark or Overshown, right? But year 2, year 3, maybe we can see more and more plays out of him. But depth is depth. You never know what can happen through the course of the season. So that's why you don't get rid of your sources, right? Johnny says we got nasty up front on both sides of the ball. Amen. Amen, brother. And then Nealon was an A. This is from Brandy. Shout out to you, Brandy. Yeah, let's listen to what he had to say.
That ability and that demeanor, bringing that to the team is something that we wanted to do. Nealon, we talked about him the other day about how hard and fast and physical he plays, the athleticism plus the intelligence, adding that to our group. And then Tyler, we're going to block out the sun on the left side and have a strong side there on the offensive line.
Since you've been having to cover up all the holes of how we've messed it up for not being active in free agency,
you telling the truth.
If you would kind of see how you think we've at least hit some edges of some holes.
Well, I think from an offensive line standpoint, obviously we, when you lose 2 really good football players in Tyler and Biotic and Tyron Smith, we came in here looking to improve the offensive line and to go along with a good young group that we already have. And,
it's crazy. All through the season when Tyler was here, he was Tyler Bidass, right? They couldn't get the doggone brother name right. And now all of a sudden, now they get the brother's name right, Tyler Biotic. Like, they be playing this mind game with us, man, these boys up here. So, like I said, the 2 pieces that we absolutely missing the most is probably from a knowledge base are the 2 older guys. And that's Stephon Gilmore, and then that was Tyron Smith. Those were the 2 guys that we were missing. And then, like I said, all through this process, I said there's still a possibility that you can pick up the phone and get Gilmore back, right? But at this time, if you really look at that Green Bay game, Gilmore wasn't really Gilmore-ish. He was getting burnt more. He was getting burnt. I ain't going to say the man's name like that, but he was getting really toasted out there. And I think that it was due to the lack of practices during that week, missing assignment, not playing that kind of caliber or style of defense. And he had some missing, blown assignment as a veteran. That's a big no, right? And I'm not saying that he's the reason why we lost the game, by the way. But what I'm saying collectively, you just look at the tape and let me know what you find, right? And then Tyron Smith, I get it. We can go back and forth and talk about, hey, if we could have kept anybody, it could have been Tyron Smith, right? But for the last 6 years I've been doing these content creations, people have been saying get rid of Tyron Smith. And now that he's gone, now they want to keep him. So he's gone now. And we got a Tyler. And we got Awesome. And we got still the possibility for the Cowboys to go up and pick up the phone and trade for someone to be that left tackle, right? So I'm not finna go back and forth and be crying the river over Tony Pollard. Granted, when healthy, Tony Pollard, we was banging on the table for him to be here, right? But even if we had Tony right now, we would be still saying, hey, why the Cowboys didn't draft a running back? It will still be the same levels of complaints, right? So what I'm saying here is just let's see how this all play out with the running back thing. But at least we can all say identifiable that all of these offensive linemen, they are A+ on run support. These ain't guys, even the dude Tyler Guyton. And if you can talk to any person, whoever laced them up and put pads on and helmets on, who played offensive lineman, the first thing that they would say is that they would rather be a run blocker than a pass blocker. So at least you know that with Mike Solari's scheme and system, he like to pull these boys. You got an athletic Tyler Smith. You got an athletic Tyler Biotis. And excuse me, you got an athletic tree stump that's named Cooper Beebe that can get out and pull. Here's the craziest thing of it all. Your least athletic person is your best offensive lineman, and his name is Zach Martin, right? And you ain't worried about Zach Martin. So he's your least athletic person. Everybody else is athletic to be crazy, you know? And somebody going to be like, no, now hold on. How you going to talk about Zach Martin like that? But Zach Martin got that old man stuff that's going to be getting in the way. He's athletic on a whole different tier. But I'm talking about pulling and getting out in front of people and mauling stuff. He's your least, and you ain't worried about Zach Martin. He's going to get there. He got that old man strength and all that other stuff, techniques that go beyond athleticism, right? right. So that's what I'm saying.
I mentioned those to you guys, and obviously did that, obviously, with Nealon. We lost Dorrance, and certainly he steps up and fits that. And then just in general, linebacker to get Kendricks was a big deal for us in free agency. He knows Coach Zimmer's system. He'll be great out there. But, just refilling that linebacker room, certainly I'll call him Marist because I don't want to attempt the last name. It's spelled out here for me, but
don't do it, man.
That helps. And then you're always year in and year out. Mike came in here and said they always took a receiver or two at Green Bay and add Flournoy to that group, and then doing the offensive line group, and then of course to get some bigs in there. Rogers there at the end. Is a guy that our guys liked, and I think it fit in terms of trying to do what we needed to do. I mean, the obvious one we hadn't done yet is running back, but as I say, player acquisitions 365 days a year, and we'll continue to look to improve that running back room.
We think Lance is a good addition, Trey Lance, to looking ahead at having addressing the quarterback position, depth, otherwise. So, like I said last night, and I've got it right here again, got him right here in this draft as though he were a draft pick for us. But there's a lot of young players here. We had about a handful of them last year that didn't play or get to play, meet expectation. They got to come on so that when you see us rolling off, I don't want to be elementary here, but when you see us rolling off of some of our great names of guys that have been here 10 years, 9 years, and what have you, boy, they've got to be coming with some young guys behind them that if they get a chance, they'll go. And to me, that's what you're seeing here, if I may state the obvious for you. And we've got to have some of these guys be special as we think they might be here. But this is the way you got to roll this thing. And got to
get it out, Jerry.
Got to watch the temptation to, with some of the issues where you can get real heavy. The one great thing about all these young guys is availability. They're available. Now, they may not be ready talent-wise, but they're available. They don't have down times, the injuries that you have later on. So these are all pluses. I guess sum this up. This fits in real nicely with the overall thought of how we get better, how we go forward. And
hey, have you ever, like, I don't know, it's been over almost 30 years since I've been in school, especially grade school. Have you ever had like those things whereas you you have to meet the word requirement to write your sentences and stuff like this for your thesis statement or for your term paper, Jerry Jones talk like that, you know. God, dog, I mean, get to the point, man. I'm sitting there like we watching paint dry now. We watching grass grow, right? Oh my goodness, man. Like, Jerry, what are you saying, man? Like Steven at least kept it into the same frame of like what we were trying to get to. But Jerry, man, all I know, he said, Somebody need to dub Jerry for an hour, you know. They can pretty much squeeze it out of this video of what he was trying to imply, what he's trying to say. I forgot what he was saying, bro. Branday says Jerry shouldn't talk to the media no more. Hey, yeah, he ain't lying. You ain't lying at all, Brandy. You know, I would put he ain't lying, but you're a female, so I'm just gonna hit this one. Damn. Man.
And hopefully continue, in my mind, real success in the regular season and while addressing how to get better in the playoffs.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. A couple of questions. The second would be for Mike, but the first one's for Jerry or Steven. You mentioned not addressing running back in this draft. Can you talk a little bit more about how that fell and why you chose to, or why you weren't able to address running back, especially on the third day?
That's a good question by David Moore. But before we go into his soliloquy of what the um's gonna be, what's the over-under that Jane Slater is sitting front row and going to ask a question today on this presser? Can y'all give me, is she going to give any questions now, or did they got her? They got her, huh? They MK Ultra'd her, huh? Let me know. Let me know what happened to Jane. Let me know, because I know y'all probably watched this interview or the presser. Let me know that they got to Jane Slater, because she should be coming up. If she got one question on here, because I haven't listened to this whole thing, you know.
You know, I think a lot of times there's always a question mark. Will you really, really, really stick to your board? And it just felt like every time the situation was there, for us to make a pick and do the right thing, it wasn't at running back. We had running backs. We'd be thinking, okay, our pick's coming, in 10 picks, 8 picks, 5 picks away. There'd be a run, and then, he might be taken. Or, we obviously had a group of running backs there in that, space where I think there were 75 or 85 players that we had to watch leave the board. And we had a handful of backs that would have been backs that we would have considered, but it just didn't work out. And, at the end of the day, you stay true to what you're about. And, I think obviously our corner here, Kalen Carson, he was just a guy that was sitting there, he's kind of just jumping out at you because of the grade we had on him versus the rest of the board. And, you just have to jump on a guy like that. And, that was the right thing for us to do at the time. And, we'll have opportunities throughout to address this running back situation, and feel like we'll get that done. And, it makes a running back's job a lot easier when the guys up front are doing their job. And I think we really helped that situation today in terms of the foundation of our offensive line group. And we just feel like, we can address that situation as we go.
Now, at least he was able to tie in a philosophy. A philosophy was, hey, we build up front and then the running back. You place the wall and then you get the running back, right? So that way I would give them grace and mercy just for that aspect or that mindset to say, hey, we will place the offensive line first. Now, granted, I'm giving this draft grade a B+, as you guys can see on my thumbnail here. It's a B+, right? So when you look at the B+, I'm saying this, the reason why I'm giving them a B+, it could be an A or to an A+ if they got the running back, right? It's not a perfect draft. I can't give them an A+, but at least he was able to explain the reason why he didn't get that running back. Now some people can say that's horse lettuce, man. That's BS, man. It's bull sugar, man. You know, he should have get the running back. But they stayed true to their board. And if you stay true to your board, and if you have Carson's high where you had him at, and then you had a running back lower, you know, then you go with what's on your board, right? Don't go reaching. And that's all I'm just saying. BPA, best player available. Now, granted, they did say that there were offers when they had the mirror spot that team was throwing in offers, but they really marveled and they like Mirrors, the linebacker. Some of y'all saying it was a reach. But if they stay true and they stood 10 toes down on him opposed to letting someone else get that spot, it goes back to this old saying, a bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. So, hey, they went and got him. Put it like this. I talked to my brother a couple of years back when they drafted Talano, right? A lot of people coming out of the draft was saying that he's slow. He's a terrible athlete in space. He ain't going to do this and that. He can't flip his hips. He over pursuits. He's sometimes too aggressive. He can't read the field of the offense. He get exposed on certain things. After that dude, Talano, however you say that man's name, I hope I'm saying his name right. He had hair coming out of the back of his helmet too. After he stood a year watching and being in that scheme and system, shoot, before that injury, he was by far one of the best safeties in the league, right? But people had thrown him out. Even the Cowboys, we passed up on him. I was like, shoot, go get that dude, right? But everybody said, hey, man, he's slow. He's slow. Shoot. Now look at what he was able to do. But he had got hurt or what have you. So just stay true to your board. Understand that you got people like the Zims of the world, like Paul Gunter and all of these guys, Jeff Z and to a degree, my guy Al Harris, they're going to get these guys, these linebackers going. All right? Horse hockey. Yeah, that's what it is. Horse hockey. Actually.
Mike, I know this position will still be addressed, but just in general, looking at it now, how you see managing this group by committee this season and just how it may be a little different than what it's been since you've been here.
You referring to the running back still?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think just like anything, I mean, when you look at the running back position, you always want to have a 3-down back, and then also, the question that's always asked in our discussions, because obviously, we're building a 90-man roster, and then we'll get to the 53, and then ultimately the 48 is, everybody needs to do, two things, and that's where, the special teams comes into play. So if you look at the dynamics of the running back room right now, I mean, it's a young group, but they all have upside. So I like our group. I mean, adding Royce was a really good addition for us. He's a proven player, but he's also a proven special teams player. So, Rico's healthy. You got Deuce and you got Hunter, and then also let's not forget about Malik. So I mean, you have players that are all they're going to be here. The younger guys 2+ years, and we'll be. I think they'll be better in the second year in the offense. Just some of the things that we've changed and adjusted coming from year 1 to year 2. Because as I said here last year, we put a lot more responsibility on our running backs, just with the new protection scheme that we added and so forth, and all those guys, took a big jump. So yeah, I feel really good about where we are today, and as Steven's already stated, I mean it's not over.
Clarence L. 4-star telegram. No, Steven, you said no.
All right, so before Clarence go, move back, Clarence. Set back, Clarence. Clarence be out there, boy. Let me see if I can find something right quick. Hold on. Almost there, y'all. Nope, right here. We go right here. We're gonna go properties. We're gonna look at let me see if y'all can see that. Somebody asked me. Okay, here we go. All right, so okay. You got available running backs. You got Zeke. I don't know. They put his man name down. Twine. You got Boston Scott. You got Damian Harris. Why do you got these guys named down there twice? Maybe it's multiverse or something. You got Cam Akers. He's only 24. I would take a look at Cam, man. He Mississippi boys, man. I would take a real good look at Cam. I'll pick up the phone. I would call Cam Akers. I seen Cam run against some good stout defenses, and I think it was against the 49ers. I think Cam was running real hard, but he's been a hurt guy. I would really take a look at Cam. He's only 24 and a half or going on 25. Kareem, I don't know, but I'll take a flower at him. Matt Breida, no. I've seen him get popped too many times. Rashard Penny, no. Latavius Murray, go ahead, retire, man. Dog. Gonna be 35 years old, bro. Jerick McKinnon, no. Marlon Mack, if we had a time machine, and if you can go back 3 years, I'd pick up Marlon Mack. Josh Kelly, no. And Len Bowden, no. Benjamin, no. All of those boys, no. So those are your options right there, and it's razor blade thin. Here's another thing you can do with this running back thing. You can by far wait just a little bit. There's going to be some cuts. I'm talking about some cuts of teams that drafted running backs who got a lot of running backs on their roster. There will be some leverage. Who's the running back for the Jets? Matter of fact, the Jets going to do something with that doggone run. I think the Jets finna fold on somebody. Ain't no in the world they're just going to go in there with all of that, Let me pull up the Jets because who's that running back who's really good? Who's that running back who's really good? Breece Hall. It's somebody that's going to be a surprising cut. And they probably be fed up with Breece Hall. Michael Carter. They got too many, man. The Jets got too many doggone running backs. Somebody's finna get the axe. You can be like a spider, cast your web, and just wait and see what you can catch. Or you can be a predator like a lion and just go roaming. But at this point, running backs is the easiest position to transition to, right? There shouldn't be no sense of urgency for a running back outside of if you was going to go draft a running back, you would want youth on your side. That was the only reason. But now since you already let that spoiled on you, you can just sit back now. It's really technically no rush to get Zeke right now, even if he's saying that he's available. Even if they kind of like already leaked that he's finna be here with the Cowboys. There's really no rush on that. There's really no rush on that. As a matter of fact, you want all of these boys like Rico to continue to get his reps in practice. You want Tiny Deuce Vaughn to continue to get his reps in practice. Hunter to get their reps in practice. Freeman, he don't really need the reps like that. He's a veteran guy. It's the youth that are going to have to go through this. But there will be bet by not bottom dollar, but one of my dollars. I bet one of my dollars, not my bottom dollars, that is going to be a running back that you say, hey man, when they release you, y'all gonna make all type of tweets and stuff. The Cowboys should go grab him. Oh my goodness, the Cowboys should grab him. Yeah. Tiny Deuce Vaughn. That name gonna ring a bell, right? Tiny Deuce Vaughn, baby. Yeah.
Times that people will scrutinize you, criticize you until you guys get it done in December and January and take the next step in the playoffs. Based on what you've done in the draft and free agency, how much better positioned are you to take that next step now? Jerry and Steve.
Go ahead.
I thought you were asking Stephen. This is all in, Clarence. You started that stuff. You know that, don't you? Time to Senior Bowl. But the bottom line is that I think that relatively we have given ourselves a chance to be better at the end of next year than we were at the end of this year. Because I'm figuring in now some young guys that last year didn't play as much as they're going to be playing this year, and some of the positiveness there. But I'll also include this draft, which we all know is speculative because they're coming right out of college. But I strongly believe that by the time that we get to the end of the year and that we will have success that could match in the regular season last year, and that we be in as good as better shape to compete in the playoffs. That's what all this is about. And we are not compromised because of cap as much as I implied that way in terms of handicapping. We're in a situation where these young players, where they're first, second, third year guys, they've got to start carrying the mail for the Cowboys.
Mike,
when there's no rebuttal, that dude, he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He started talking about mail and, you know, and talking about cap, you know, and he started talking about everything but what the dude was asking him for, you know what I'm saying? James Slater right now like, hey, they got me locked up, man. Come on, get me up out of here, you know. They told James Slater the interview process won't be at the Star in Frisco, it'll be at the stadium, you know. James Slater drove halfway to the stadium and realized they had Star in Frisco. James Slater on her way, she on her way to the interview right now. They told her they're going to have this press conference today. Yeah.
On BB, with looking at him at center, what are the traits that you see in him that I think you had Dietrich Smith maybe make a move from tackle to center in Green Bay? What are the traits that you see in him that you say, okay, he can play some center for you?
Well, I think if you just I know my particular process. You just start watching the film and hear our scouts talk about him, and then and going through the whole month worth of meetings. And I mean, I don't know how much film you've seen on him. I mean, this guy's a hell of an interior football player, and I know he's played every position at K-State. So the contact balance, the footwork, I don't recall another lineman in a draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as Cooper. So I just love his play style, and then our scouts do a tremendous job of getting to know these young men and seeing how they're wired, and you get a lot of postseason information, and everybody you talk to thinks it's a no-brainer for him to go in there and play full time, because he has played center in his college career. So I just think he's an excellent fit, but I love his play style, and that's where it starts, and we can't have enough of those types of players on our team.
John.
Good stuff. Let me just speak on this. I think Cooper. Did y'all come up with the report yet? Is he related to BB? The other BB, the wide receiver BB. But y'all let me know. But I'm gonna say this: with Cooper, he's probably a household favorite now. He'd probably be one of the people that people will say that they love. And to me, he's by far one of my favorites in this draft class is Cooper BB. Yeah, because of the nastiness. And on top of that, not just the nastiness on the field, he makes a lot of sense in the film room. Duke Manyweather, he's already in Duke camp. So I'm just tired of getting pushed around, y'all. I'm tired of getting pushed around in the playoffs. Dak was sacked 4 or 5 times. It was a silent need for us, man, to also have this offensive line together. We can talk about, hey, man, he just crumbles and folds up and pressures. But, hey, not just him, the entirety of the offensive line minus a few, right? So let's get that nastiness going, man. Let's get some stuff going with run game to alleviate some of this pressure. As bad as this defense were letting things run through them like dog diarrhea, so was this doggone offensive lineman at times, whether it's continuity or that they just didn't know which plays that Mike Solari is doing. So the people that got beat down the most, I'm glad that they are moving their weight around. Mike Solari was in that doggone draft room, and all of the doggone pictures to go back. Let me, old man Mike Solari, hey, what about him? Come on. Mike Solari, at least I know for sure that he's fighting for his kind of guys, right? He's doing some type of research, and he's saying that the Joe Philbin guys, they ain't doing what I want to do. They ain't buying into what I want to do. So I got to get my type of guys if this scheme is going to work. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that, they're going to do more of C-gap runs. They're going to stretch it out to the edge. They're going to run in between the B-gap as well. And we will see some newness to some A-gap runs. But, let's go, Cowboy Nation. I just wanted to say this, too, before we get too far down the line. Salute to Prize Picks. You could be in the mix, too. Shout out to these two selections right here. They hit for me. But I want to say that with Prize Picks, 100% of your first deposit will be matched up to $100 by going to Prize Picks. Use promo code LAW for your selections. All of the information is down inside the description box. On top of that, I had a guy by the name of Action Powell who turned $25, 25 lighters on the dresser. Yes, sir. He about to get paid, baby. He turned 25 into $375 with his selections, and he hit me up and he said, Law, I hit it, man, with the flex of 25. So appreciate him, man. Hey, Action, they say it's better to give than to receive. Now, come on, Action, break me off something, man. Break me off about 75, you know what I'm saying? Or give me the 25, Action. But you guys can use the same promo code, LAW, my guy Action Power. You see him in the chat. He give me a hard time. So you see Action, he calls me out every time, He be like, hey, with the wee-woo, hey, Law, you capping, Law, all that cap, man. Hey, so I like Action, man. He ain't a go along, get along guy. I want to say something nice to Law so he can recognize me. No, Riggs. Get too open as Riggs.
Athletic, Will. No, you've talked about it before, but what's like the rest of today like for you guys with the undrafted free agency? If you could just take us kind of through the process of what goes on there.
Yes, that's the other part of the draft. It's the players that didn't get drafted and that you have some love for, and you think that they can add something to your roster. So now we're dividing those up. We're looking at guys, and it's a competition. It's almost a free market, and we're talking to guys about opportunities and the best chance for them to get on the field and our history and with free agents and guys making the roster and attacking guys at positions that we think we need and players that we think will improve us. So that's going on right now. It'll probably go on for another couple of hours till we settle it down. But we're trying to get those guys to fill in those holes and make us a better roster. And it's especially this year, the draft. There was a lot of players that were draftable, and with guys going back to school, that pool might be a little bit tighter. That right. The free agents. So you've got to be concentrated and know what's out there and what you prefer. You could be chasing your tail. We're very targeted on the guys that we want to go after and have a good chance of getting those, and that adds more value to the draft class.
We had about 10 players left on our board, and obviously they were a focus to go along with a group we call our 7/8s, which are priority free agents, and. We're hot and heavy on those, and that's where that's like you said, Will. That's second part of our draft. And I think so far we're looking like we're doing a pretty good job. I mean, that's ongoing while we're sitting right here, but there's a real methodical way that we go, about the mechanics of, how we make that happen.
And then for Mike, how does that process compare to maybe when you were in Green Bay to now? And do you like to be involved heavily in that, or do you leave it more to the scouts? Just what is your process?
He was on the phone with one of our best ones right before we walked in here.
Got called back.
No doubt. But before Jerry Jones started talking about, he gonna start talking about the early 2000s. Out of this list, man, let me just tell you, man. I haven't got a chance to do the full analysis of these tapes right here, but highlight law. I like Nate Pete, man. Also, highlight worthiness, man. Crooms or Crom. It's Crooms, like a Brooms. Yeah, Crooms. I like him, man. I like those boys right here. Let me just put a check by the ones I like. I like him. Oh, my goodness, man. This kid right here, Brevin Span Ford, he's very ultra athletic. I can see some things growing with him. And I got a chance to look at Jason Johnson. He looks very serviceable, in my opinion. And I seen some deals with Julius Woods. I like him. And then Denzel, not Washington, but Denzel Jackson, I just look at it as space eater, man. You get you a fat guy, trash can full of dirt, and you get you a boy that can fit down inside, then, hey, let's go. So I like those check marks, man. And some of the people, man, I get it. Some people going to be not happy at all with anything. My guy says, the boys, FB said, F it, man, I'll play running back, So, you got some people, man. Shout out to the Pie Talk, man. They got some good interactions. Where did Gore's son go to, actually? Do y'all know where he absolutely went to? Because at the end of the day, we can talk about Frank Gore's tape and what he did in the Senior Bowl or Shrine Bowl, whatever it was. A lot of people passed up on him, man. Where did Gore end up going? Y'all let me know in the chat, and let's listen to the rest of what they're going to say.
The reason y'all waited a little bit because they were literally wanting him on the phone with them, talking to him.
It's an excellent process here. I mean, obviously being at other organizations, but just the coordination that the personnel department does ahead of time, and and the relationships not only with the agents but the kids, and and also these young men are still waiting hopefully to get drafted too. So there is an early part of it, but it's extremely organized, and it's clearly the most productive rookie free agent system that I've been a part of. I think the opportunity to take advantage of this market has been a premium for us, and I think the numbers of current rookie free agents on our squad, that are here today, I think it speaks for itself.
It's the same deal, Sean Payton.
Hey, before you talk about Tony Romo and them, let me go and pull this up right quick. We do got us a fullback, y'all, that can do something. And his name is Marshawn. You know what I'm saying? The news beast mode, man. Watch what he's able to do, man. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Y'all better watch out. You better watch out, baby. You better watch out. Yeah, we got us a short back, Marshawn Nealon. Hey, y'all better watch out, man. Did y'all see that play? Do I have to refresh it? Let me show y'all again. Look, Linda, look. So y'all better watch out, man. We got us a guy. So with that being said, let's listen to what he gonna say about Tony Romo.
He was trying to get us to improve our bonus offer to Romo from 10 to 15. Elway was on the line with him at Denver. I thought Sean was biased because Romo was from his school, but he was saying, man, he had been in there trying to get us to take him. And so we were sitting there, and he finally squeezed out another $5,000, and we won the bid for 15 for Romo right here in free agency. So classic classic picture of kind of how this thing can work, literally.
Relevancy, you know what? Hey, well, come on, man.
Right there bidding against somebody.
Gore to the Bills.
Nick Harris,
That's good. That's a good back to the Bills.
Cowboys.com, this can go for anybody, whether it be Tyler Guyton having to earn himself at tackle at Oklahoma, or Marshawn Elam and Ryan Flournoy having to kind of earn their marks at smaller schools. It seems like there's a blue-collar mentality around this draft class. Was that something that you guys kind of sought out this year specifically, or just kind of unfolded that way?
I think our coach has got a lot of blue-collar in him, and in that sense. And so his personality, I think, kind of permeates what you're talking about here in this draft. And I know that the word that I kept, I sit right beside him, and he kept reminding me of the big boys on the defense and in our division, and he kept talking about we just need that's why he likes BB so much. We just need to get in here and have some more in the dirt footballs, to use it there. But seriously, I do think that was alive and well in our room, that attitude about what he would like to inject into the ethos of the team.
Scott Dixon with the AP. Jerry, you mentioned Trey Lance earlier. Obviously, a DAC extension would change this, but at the moment, there's not a quarterback under contract beyond this year. I just wonder how much quarterback was a conversation during this draft, and how do you look at that position as you kind of peek past this year into the next few years?
Because of the uniqueness of our negotiations with DAC, anticipation of where that might go, then what I will dwell on is the fact that all quarterbacks are under contract for this year. Now, that's a pretty good spot to be in, too. And so, seriously, I'm not trying to be cute. So you think about that. Now, obviously, we have to think around the corner about future years. But right now, that whole position's under contract. And the more you want to look around the corner or step up for the.
Hey, Mike McCarthy just sitting there like, oh man, I'm under contract too. Hey man, Mike McCarthy, you can hear Mike McCarthy ain't saying, you know what I mean? He ain't saying Nathan, man. God dog, boy. I bet you. Come on, cameraman. I just wish that they could just zoom out,
future.
Cameraman.
The more things that you have to.
Look at the giveaway. Look, I hate to do this, but I just want y'all to look at the giveaway. Damn, we're too right here. Look how uncomfortable Stephen Jones is in his whole presser, man. When they start talking about the contract stuff. Look how uncomfortable he is, man. It's just crazy, man. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna get there. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. Boom. Pay attention to Stephen Jones. The whole time. The
more you want to look around the corner or step up for the future, the more things that you have to
take a sip.
Guess
he
on
got some
what's
Johnny
gonna
Walker
be
Blue in there.
Next year and the next year and the next year. So all of that's in consideration. But I will tell you right now, as I said the other night, Dak, just because there's not a reported communication, that doesn't mean anything at all. That's constant around here as far as assessing, noodling, talking to yourself in the mirror, whatever. That's going on constantly, that we can get it to where it's not a question mark.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. This is for Mike. Jerry had mentioned.
Man, this interview, man, could go a whole lot smoother with a process of elimination, man. Let me just say this, man. This interview, when you really think about it, there's really no need for this guy there. Let me see. And there's no need. Yeah, the circle gonna fit right on into him, you know. There's no need for him to be here, you know. this interview could have literally been like a 12-minute interview if you just had Will McClay, maybe Stephen Jones for a few questions, and he get up off. It could have just been Will McClay and the coach. This could have been a great process of an interview. It could have been. It could have been. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm just telling y'all the truth right now, man. All right, let's get back to this interview. Y'all say, man, Law, it could have been an even faster interview if you stopped stopping them.
The draft class last year and how they have to have an impact. Can you expound on that a little bit about how important last year's class will be going this year? Because you always talk about making a second-year jump with guys.
Oh, absolutely. I think our history speaks to that. Our young guys have played early, maybe played a little earlier than most of the teams I've coached. So, yes, I think that last year's class will definitely take that jump, and I think also that we talked about the three young men that have been on injury reserve. I mean, and you got to remember we get to watch these guys come in here every day and go through rehab. Watch them work on the field with Britt Brown and so forth. So those are those extra players that we're excited about. And at the end of the day, this time of year is about building the most competitive 90-man roster, and I think we've been hitting a target all month preparing for this, and we feel really good about what we accomplished so far. And now the next step is rookie orientation, off-season program. You got the 5-week summer plan. One thing about the National Football League, it works on 6-month schedules. And we all understand what we want to do next year, but we got a lot of work to do. And now that this big piece is over, it'll be great to get these young guys in here and get to work with our veterans.
Saad Yusuf, The Athletic. Jerry, at the Senior Bowl, you mentioned that you singled out the rush offense and run defense as two areas you guys wanted to improve this offseason. How do you assess those two areas now with the draft books?
Well, we got bigger in both, and maybe the most important part of the run game. We got bigger in the offensive line. And so, seriously. And so you could say that over on the defensive side of the ball, really. I think we all know that we need to adjust in those areas. You got to adjust someplace unless you want it, and you probably need to adjust when you win it. So we do want to have more big boys up front.
And then, Will, you mentioned Justin Rogers, but defensive tackle, is there more is it Mozzie Smith taking the next step? I mean, how do you guys see defensive tackle, and, what were you guys looking at in the draft in terms of addressing that?
I'll let Mike do that one on it, but I can speak to you from 1,000 feet up or 5,000 feet up. Yeah, Mozzie's got to do a lot better than he did last year, and I think he certainly will.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mozzie's an example of a young man going through the first year, and every rookie season is different, and there's lessons to be learned. And we're all counting on Mozzie to take the next step. Most importantly, he believes it, so he's doing the things necessary right now to get himself ready. He's going through a rehab process. So yes, we see big things for Mozzie.
Go. They got Big Mike over here stumbling too. Man, y'all let me know what Dexter Lawrence did his rookie year, right? Justin Matabuke, what he did his rookie year, right? Vita Vea, what he did his rookie year. You guys, when you start talking about interior defensive tackles, Russell Maryland, what he did his rookie year, I think he had about 2 or 3 sacks, Mozzie had 1 sack. I think that was one more than he had in his entirety of his years at Michigan, right? He didn't have a single sack. He had a half of a sack in Michigan. So he improved, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that interior defensive tackles, that's a slow man's grind. That's a slow man's game. That is not a situation that you're going to come out there and get 5 or 6 sacks. Now, Kobe Turner for the Rams, great situation. You know, I play for the Rams. I'm quite sure people were focusing in on AD and they're focusing in on other guys, right? It's a situation whereas you yourself got to water that, and you're going to have to wait for that to grow. That's why when we took Rodgers late, I'm glad nobody have any expectation for Rodgers, right? Because he's a late round interior big plug guy, right? So if he give us one sack or if he stop a run, we'd be like, okay, good job. But when you draft early, they going to want, in Cowboys land, we want 15 sacks from the inside. Yeah. So it takes time to grow those boys, and it's going to be a minute. Mozzie going through a recovery. I wish the reporter didn't even mention him, because even they should know it's going to be a minute, bro. It's going to be a minute for Mozzie. That's not a real visible position that you're going to say, hey, all of these guys are going to show up and give you gaudy numbers at that spot. But in Cowboys land, when you drafted in the first round, the expectation will be there.
Joseph Hoyt, Lone Star Live. Will, you mentioned there were a couple guys that you guys liked pretty early. A couple guys we talked to on the phone said that they were even a little surprised to get that phone call from you guys, and no 30 visits or stuff like that. When you like a guy early and you've identified that, how does the rest of the process kind of go in terms of kind of reaffirming that and scouting that out?
There's not only the 30 visits that come in, because you guys do a really good job of sniffing that stuff out, and people tend to, we look at other teams to try and find those trends and tendencies. And so if we don't bring guys in, we're still going to spend that time with them, the area scouts, the coaches from a Zoom meeting, the coaches going out to workouts. And so all of that is to gather information on who the guys are and if we can coach them and they fit into our deal. So it's an ongoing process that we'll do in a number of different ways. You can only bring certain number of guys in for 30 visits. So we try and structure those out a certain way. And we try and structure out our exposures to guys in the different ways that are available to us to make sure that we have enough information on them.
And then do you kind of find that sometimes those first impressions and those early things you liked about them kind of end up coming to the forefront a little bit in the draft war room and when you guys are on the clock?
Yeah, 100%. And because what we do is we gather information. We talk to people about those people, all right? That starts to formulate the opinion. Then we get our chance to spend time with them, and if those things match, and then the external people that talk to them. So you try and match all of that information together to figure out who the guy is as best you can. We really won't know till we get them in here, but we want to have a good enough basis to know if they love football, if they'll work hard enough, and if it's important to them.
Michael Gelkin, Dallas Morning News. Maybe the youngest position on your guys' roster is tight end. You guys added Brevin Spann Ford. You agreed to terms right before you guys got here, as you did. What does that competitive young group look like, and how good of a competition do you think that'll be in the months ahead?
Brings out the best in you, right? More competition. More competition brings out the best in everybody.
Yep.
I think it's great. I mean, seriously, you can't. I'll say this, there's different things you believe in as a roster, and I don't think you're going to have enough 6'4", 250-pound, prototype players on your team, and especially with the kickoff and kickoff return, I think that's even more prominent right now. So yes, I agree with Will 100%. You want every position to be competitive as it can be, and I think special teams, and there's a lot more reps of special teams that are going to occur in these games, and tight ends, linebackers, outside linebackers, that body type will be pretty prominent, particularly in kickoff coverage.
No doubt. So I'm glad y'all brought up, and I'm glad. So Antonio Ray says, yeah, Vita Vea had 28 tackles, 3 sacks. Lawrence had 38 tackles, 2.5. Mozzie had 17 tackles and 1 sack. I raised my case. Now look at the snaps that was played, and on top of that, let me know when you look at the Tampa Bay's roster, right, and you look at their defensive tackles and who they had William Golston. Look up his resume, and you fall right into what I'm talking about. Look up JPP. Y'all remember JPP and Noah Spencer, and then on top of that, when they had Vita Vea there, they didn't stop there. Did y'all let me know? Do y'all remember Gerald McCoy? Do y'all remember Gerald McCoy? They had a Jerry McCoy there too. And then when they went there, they didn't stop at Jerry McCoy. Y'all let me know, did they went on ahead and get Sue and all of those boys? So they continued to build around Vita Vea. And let me know, Vita Vea, if any of those guys were they drafted in the 26th spot in the first round, right? These guys were drafted primarily in the top 15 or the top 17. So even look up Vince Wilfork too. You know what he did in his rookie year as a interior defensive tackle. And my guy Dexter Lawrence, hey, I don't think that he was the 26th or the 27th pick. I think he was still drafted really early. I think he was still top 15 or something along those areas. So when you start talking about a defensive tackle who's in the first round, who's technically in the back end of the first round at the 26th spot, and it's just him with limited reps, he's not finna do crazy, gaudy numbers. Those guys don't do those things collectively. It takes 2 to 3 years. I just know too much football to say otherwise. And if you think I'm lying, we got trench warfare this particular May 4th and May 5th with one of the best interior defensive tackles in the United States named Brandon Tuck, who trained Jalen Carter, who trained, who trained Byron Murphy. We will be having trench warfare school, and you guys can come on out to the event and register your kids, and we will talk about interior works. We will talk about defensive tackle from the schoolyard all the way up into the field house. Let's go. Let's get it.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. For Jerry and Steven, you talked about being active in undrafted free agency. How active do you see yourself being post-draft and veteran free agency with guys like Zeke, Stephon Gilmore, Jaron Kearse, some of your guys who played for you and are still out there?
Steven, you good time?
Yeah, like I said, I've always said that player acquisition's 365 days a year, and we'll continue to work that part of it and improve our roster. And I certainly see. Actually, we were on the phone with a couple guys here trying to get our numbers right. Looking at guys who can come in here and help us. That might be veteran type players versus the college players. I'm up here pecking away on my phone, seeing how we're doing. But this is a busy time for us right now, and we're not only taking care of the college guys, but that's got to work together with what we're doing with the pro guys, and then it'll continue to work itself out. I mean, we'll replace guys as we move forward, and I just see our roster continuing to evolve, and we'll continue to get better.
Stephen, and I'm not holding you to this, but we can probably trade with another club pretty much for the next 6 or 7 months, can't we?
Oh, absolutely, all the way through the trade deadline.
Well,
and then as we know, with a little turnover on our staff, we've got guys who, with Zim coming in and Dan going out, there's a little difference in philosophy, and they like their guys, and we like now maybe a little different type of guy. There's no massive turnover, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of opportunities there that maybe could help both of us. And then some of Dan's guys went to different teams too, so all those are opportunities that could evolve with our rosters.
I've seen teams win the Super Bowl with running backs that they traded for in mid-season. So the point is that this thing's a long way from being over as to how you're going to line up against X next fall.
Todd. Will, having the Shrine game here, did that end up being any kind of help and just having more of your guys around maybe?
Yeah, it was a big advantage. Like the more things that you have here and you don't have to go on the road, you can sleep in your own bed, all that stuff. And then the opportunity to visit with all of those players and having, instead of maybe having 1 or 2 guys at an all-star game, we have the full staff to spend time to interview, to do all of those things. So you do get more exposure to it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to find out about these guys for ourselves after hearing other people's opinion on them. And so any exposure we get like that, it helps us.
No doubt, man. So with that being said, collectively, we still can look at this draft. Still give it a B+ from here. They did go into details of the possibilities that they could still trade. The thing is not over with yet. It goes back to what we said earlier, right before we went live with it, that we talked about the things that the Cowboys still could do. Here's the link to the full interview. It's about 5 or 6 more minutes left, but that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of it. I give this draft a B+. I think that the way we can come together, this grade is still adjustable because it's still not over with. We still got to see the undrafted guys go into pictures, and then we got to also see what they're going to do on the back end of the free agency where they get busy with a few veteran guys, and then we'll grade the entirety of the draft plus the offseason things. Keep in mind, the Cowboys have their unique philosophy and ways on how they approach things, and some people can say it's archaic. I say it's archaic. I'm not giving them a hall pass on all of this. We all want what's best for this team. We want this team to improve, and I think that now the focal point is not offensive line. The focal point now is running back. And, of course, what they're going to do with this other wide receiver that's going to play on the opposite end of CeeDee Lamb, right? And then on defense, the focal point would be, okay, how can we improve the interior? Mozzie, he's going through a shoulder situation. They went and got a Denzel, that kid. I'm telling you, he's a trash can full of dirt, man. Look out for film on that. And then also we'll see how Rodgers fit into that mix. Just keep in mind, the line protection up front allows linebackers to scrape, hook to sidelines, hook to flat. Those things are very pivotal. By this alone, Parsons is the elixir. By him going back to linebacker, and if we were to just grade just that room along, the linebacker room in the NFC East, we still have the best linebacker room just by Parsons moving back to linebacker. We may not have the best front four, but we will have the best linebacker room just by moving Parsons back to linebacker. If there's any debate to that, is there any rebuttal to that, right? And in a situation, sliding Parsons back to the edge and back up front, believe it or not, like Ripley's, we would have the best front four out of anybody in this division, right? So the name of the game is winning your division, and then, of course, hopefully we can win a playoff game when we get to the playoff. But the name of the game is to win your division first, right? And that way you can utilize those things to keep going. Far as I'm just matching up our team to the other team. Who have the best secondary in this division right now? I'm waiting to see y'all response. Who have the best secondary? Look at that. You know, see, now y'all looking at it. At first y'all was looking at it from the outside and looking at all what these other teams are doing. They doing that to keep up, to catch up with us. By far, we still have the best secondary. I just made a case for we having best unit on every single level. Secondary, linebacker, as well as the front four. Now, granted, I would tell you this. As far as the interior situation, you can argue that the Bama boys over there in Washington, they got some good guys. You can argue even from an interior aspect of the defense for the Eagles. They for sure got the best interior pressure with Jalen Carter and all of those boys, Big Jordan Davis, on paper. Yeah, on paper. But the results going to speak for itself. Come on, now let's go, baby. Now let's kick over to the offense. Because our pieces, before I kick over to the offense, our pieces are, if we can just manage those pieces. Eric Kendricks and Parsons at linebacker, best in this particular division. All right, and then if you slide Parsons back to the edge or what have you, the best edge. But interior play, I'm not finna bang on the table and say we are better than these Washingtons and as well as the Eagles. I think that they have a better interior situation than we have right now on paper, right? But everything else, if I had one of those bottom dollars, I'm putting it on the boys instead, right? As far as the secondary, and granted, hear me out. I get it. The Eagles right now, they are flying high with their youth as it relates to cornerbacks. But those boys, they haven't played a 17-week schedule yet, and they haven't played in the National Football League yet. So we will see. It's a whole wait and see of what all of those DBs that they got in the draft is going to do as far as the Eagles, right? So, all right. So let me just flip back over to the offense. Let me click over to the offense. Let's start with the main player on the offense. Who got the best quarterback in the NFC East right now? I'm waiting. Where y'all Jalen Hurts at? Man, come on, baby. Yeah. Where y'all Jalen Hurts at? Come on, man. Come on, y'all put it down. Come on, baby. Cowboys, okay. All right. We got the best quarterback. Okay. Now, duos as wide receivers, I give that to, I hate to say it, I give it to the Eagles as far as duos. But individually speaking, give me CD. And shout out to Scary Terry. He's not that scary when Trayvon Diggs is out there, by the way. You know. He ain't that scary when Trayvon Diggs is out there. Yeah. And I like Luke McCaffrey for the Washington team. I like him. I thought for sure I'm all down for bloodline stuff, but we had to see how that's going to look with Jaden Daniels and all of those boys throwing the ball, and we'll see how that looks. Malik Neighbors, I think that the Giants, they still need a quarterback. They can have Rice over there. They can have Jerry Rice over there. Hey, it don't mean anything over there. They need to have the quarterback, right? So I think that far as this offense, heading into the 2024 season, oh my God, Juan Cooper says, Lamb and Ferg is all we need, baby. As a combo domination thing, man. We'll see, though. I think that by far, this is going to be a fun season. Our biggest unknown area, and it is what it is. I'll give y'all that with this particular team, because if you're going to look at what the Eagles did with their running back room, I would tell you their running back room is better than ours right now. Yeah. Their running back room is better than ours. Their running back room is better than ours. I can give you that. Washington, the Giants, it's between the Eagles, and we still hung over here with our running back room with this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Where my unknown button at? Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know about our running back room. Yeah, so that's why I give us a B+, man. We don't know. We don't know what our running back room gonna look like. But dog it, they gonna have a wall that they can run back behind at least, you know. The weak spot, you can say left tackle right now, even if you move, like I said what I said. If you move Cooper Beebe as the center, Cooper Beebe can also play tackle too, by the way. But if you move Cooper Beebe at center, and, you know, that's dog nasty. Brock Hoffman got to fight for it. They got to break the pool stick. They still got to fight for it. But just by tape alone, right? Just by looking at the tape, I can tell y'all that Cooper, to me, got a little bit more nastiness than a Brock Hoffman, you know. And I get it. A lot of people, when we posted the projections of this offensive line, some people still out of the tent with Terrence Steele. All I'm saying is he was coming off of an injury, and look, just look at the last few weeks of Terrence Steele. He played and performed a whole lot better than he played in the first few weeks. So I'm thinking that you're going to get back to the 2022 prior to the injury, Terrence Steele on that front five, and I think that's what's going to keep us live. Now, here's my gun in the chamber, my last gun in the chamber that I would love for the Cowboys to do. Let me see if I can pull this up on the fly. And I love y'all, man. I know y'all love me too, man. Y'all let me know if y'all love me too, man. Do you love me back, man? Because I love y'all. Because I spent 7 hours last night or yesterday going over all of this, man. We spent a lot of time. A lot of times. I know he's 32 years of age, and his name is David Bakhtiari. Boom, we're going to pull this up. And my last gun in the chamber, right? Last bullet in the chamber, not the gun in the chamber. But, yeah, you can put the gun in there too. Would be, take a flyer, 10-year vet at David Bakhtiari. If you don't like what you see. If you don't like what you see. I know he's been hurt guy, and I know that price tag is kangaroo high or giraffe high that the Cowboys don't like to jump at. But that's the last hope. Hope that there's some type of love that he would have for Mike McCarthy to say, hey, man, I love you, dog. I'm going to come on over here to help you out on some favor for a favor type of thing, right? And you can sleep on my couch, type of thing, And that would be the only other hope. But outside of that, Tyler Guyton, if he can get things together quickly, and if Awesome Richards can get things together quickly at their left tackle, they got all this offseason to work with Duke Manyweather. Literally, they can roll out of the beds, walk to Duke facility that's right there by the Star in Frisco, and they can get some stuff going. Right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great day, man. I hope that you guys had a wonderful time with me. Like I said, man, there's so many people out here, man, that's doing this great and wonderful work. Just do me a huge favor, man, so that we can keep the things going. Hit the like button, share this content. And if we offended anyone, man, charge it to my head, not my heart. We just talk ball. We talk ball. Shout out to everybody, man. If you want to continue to support the nation, sharing is caring, right? Subscribe to all of the other channels that we are on. We are on Facebook. We are live right now on Facebook, by the way. We are live on Instagram at most of the times. At TikTok, we're growing. Until they ban TikTok completely, we still going to be posting on to the talk. We don't stop, baby. And check out the X app. Free speech is really there. You can do just about anything there. They ain't going to take nothing down over there. But don't forget to leave me your grades, man, and leave me your thoughts on how we can better this team. Shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports. He done hit over 8,000 subscribers. Salute to him. Shout out to JC, Cowboys Network. He done hit over 4,000, so we're growing in so many other ways. Salute to everyone that's out here, man, that's growing, right? Yeah, and grade my performance today. Okay. From F to A, let me know what I got today on my report. And if I need to go over anything, right? Oh, you give me a C, Darius? Well, at least I got room for improvement, though. If there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring or mean makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices, oh yeah, those raised voices, they would turn those hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was brother, I'll ride with brother, roll with brother, or sister. The morals of life: live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. They would take the decent man to alter their heart to seek to rip them apart. Those men or ladies, you should never seek to be with them from the start, because they bend their lives around the truth to rip you apart. Boy, I'm a poet over here with the words. But I do hope the words marinate in the heart. Seek and rule and never rip law from the part. They say when you depart from you, the words that you don't want to hear is depart from me, thou worker of iniquity, for I never knew you. Right? Never want to hear those words on the other end. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to grind and stay within. Keep your mind set straight. Keep your focus light and right. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Use promo code RIGGS, baby. I see you, Action Pal. Let me hold something, man. Let a brother hold about $20, man. Send it over to the Cash App community, man. Shout out to all of those who sent me the Cash App the other day, too, man. Y'all know who you are. Appreciate you, man. Heart it back to you. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Be sure to subscribe for more content. Let's go. Let's get it.
Thief! Stop, thief! Come back, thief!
My boy flexing on us over there, man. Come on with it, baby. In the words of Prime Time for Your Mind.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah. That's the hard beat to come out on. Let me hit it one more time.
Give me my theme music.
Watch how that beat come in. Darius! Oh, my bad. You said C for the Cowboys, C minus for the Cowboys. Oh, I thought it was for me. I feel you, though. I feel you. Hey, low key, just to be fair, we all graded on the curve, Darius. We all graded on that curve, man. See, my B plus, it's a curve grade. We grade on the curve. See, it could either go up or down, you know. But I feel you. Cause we still gotta see it. That's why I say it's too early to grade. Yeah. Come on. Shout out to your Def King. Look at that Def King right there. Where the twerkers at, Def King? You better have the twerkers out there, man. Come on. Roll those credits. Come on. Shout out to my girl, Natasha. Come on with it. Boy, my God, let me cruise in that C8 over there, man. I said, man, if I rub something, man, you ain't gonna make me pay for it, ain't it? There they go. There go Def King with the twerkers. Come on, put them twerkers up there. There we go. Shout out to you. Come on. Why they twerking to the beat? Hey. Hey. Don't zoom in on it now, y'all. Twerking to it. Come on, girl. Bounce it. Hey. Come on. Twerk it, baby. Come on. Tell them. Run it, baby. To the window, to the wall. Come on now. We about, baby. Hey. Oh my goodness, man. Did y'all hear that breaking news, man?
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it. But it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl chance for now.
That joke was said, I've heard. Hey, but when you invest in something, man.
See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning.
Listen to that every morning, man.
I want mine out the dirt. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no celebrity to co-sign me and somebody to see me in the street and say, I remember when such and such put you on. No.
I'm hurt.
It may sound harsh, but I'm going to beat myself up so the world can't beat me up. Because the world is a cruel place.
It is,
can be
man.
a beautiful place if you allow it to be. Once your perspective changes, that's when miracles happen. What else I got to conquer so I can get to the next level? What else? There's always going to be giants at the gate. If it ain't rough, it ain't us. Let's go.
Why you not entertained?
So it ain't like, why me? It's like, why not me? Let's do it. The flowers don't chase the bees. The flowers just are.
That was Kelvin Gates before the tight pants, man.
They can come closer than close.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like
they never will be.
Right. I want my flowers while I'm living.
Let me get on up out of here. Hey, happy Sunday to y'all, man. Rewind for your mind. Oh, yeah, Tupac Forever, I got you, man. I ain't mad at you, though.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't gonna ask y'all to put my feet up, though. Would you put my feet up? Nah.
God, Lord have mercy. I mean, Lord. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I just started fantasizing.
You're not the one who made the rules, right? Do it left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it.
I'm up out now, man, for real. We up out, baby. Peace.